special lady who has inspired me and motivated me to do what I've been doing. In 2005, she spoke as a student. And she was just concluding her Bachelor of Arts in English up at OUC. And so she brought a very powerful message as a student recipient at that time. And also a single parent, and she was juggling family and her studies. And more than managing, really accomplishing the struggle with cerebral palsy, and the assignments and the late hours, and I think eating out of a few vending machines, as I recall, Donna. There was a big run on Reese's Pieces that year in the vending machines when Donna was a student. But it's an amazing story, and I don't want to take everything away, but she's now a donor, and she is in the process of completing her PhD at UBC in Vancouver. And she's traveled here today from Vancouver for this ceremony because she wanted to give back. So would you please welcome Donna Lester-Smith.
Hello everybody, my name's Donna and I'm a recovering English student. I would wish to, right now, I want to honor the Okanagan Indian band, whether they're band, nation, or tribe on whose ancestral territories we stand, and I come as a visitor. I am Métis Algonquin, which means on my grandmother's side. She romantically, I have it all worked out in my head. She was the romantic First Nation woman who married a French settler. On my father's side, I'm English, Irish, and Scottish, so I'm lucky I'm not that puppy in the window of Pines 57 here. I would also like to thank Kathy Butler for inviting me here, and everybody else is so warm. Mr. Tuck and also Tessa Dirksen for thank you for helping me at the airport today. Thirdly, I want to thank the staff and students and faculty who is listening to me this evening. And thank you kindly. I was on the airplane this morning, and in between bouts of nausea, it was not a good flight, but better than yesterday, apparently. The Dalai Lama. I was reading the Dalai Lama on the airplane. The wonderful human brain is the source of our strength and the source of our future. If we use the brilliant human mind in the wrong way, it is really a disaster. So we're here tonight celebrating this extreme lack of disaster. My goals this evening, very briefly, are to report back to you my work as a First Nation student in Vancouver and a Indigenous researcher is all about ethics and protocol and health and well-being and respect. Basically, I'm returning to you, to my home educational community, to tell you I've done everything I told you I would do 6 years ago. So thank you. I had no idea I'd hold up my end of the bargain. It sounds good when I write it down. So, I did go through vending machine crises now and then. I'm happy to report I moved up salt and vinegar chips. I can't say I've healed away from Snickers chocolate bars. Still working on that puppy. I moved forward from the chips to sushi. And cheesecake, but not here. So I heard. So I heard. In the essence of time, I can only offer you a very quick grocery list of what I've been up to, of what little items and hard work I've been up to. In 2006, a year after my bachelor's degree, I took a teaching English as a second language course. Right out of graduation, and then I was accepted for my master's degree. So I was finishing TESOL and starting my master's degree. While finishing my master's degree, I was in my first year of my PhD down in Vancouver. I'm going to disappear. I need water. Your heads up. I completed my master's degree at UBC Okanagan, and that was a story. It was 4 women's stories, 4 Aboriginal women living in downtown Vancouver, living with HIV/AIDS, and homeless, and having struggles with addiction. And I raised my hand to those women who shared their lives with me for that period of time. In 2009, I got married, and as my husband has said, I will forever be cursed with spelling my last name. I could swear that English degree is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. So my PhD focus is Indigenous knowledges, Indigenous methodologies, protocol, ethical ways of doing research, Aboriginal health, etc. Traditional wisdoms. I will be graduating next summer in 2012. I have, as of November 1st, applied for an open position as an Indigenous Education Assistant Professor at UBC Vancouver. Kathy, you might have to bring me back up for me to report. Since I last spoke here, I've learned that life is all about perceptions. For example, my husband Steve and I were walking one day, and I was doing my usual leaning tower Pisa tilt, and I was snuggled into his right arm, and he thought I was trying to get him to turn left instead of walking straight. And when we worked out our perceptions, I said to him, "No, dear, I was not trying to lead you. I was just ever so gently falling over." Lastly, to you in my report, I want to encourage you students and Katie and everybody else, just encourage you for where you came from, where you are, and where you're headed. I don't expect you to reinvent the wheel or to be the next Stephen Hawking and have the Nobel Prize. As Mr. Hawking said, I've noticed even people who claim everything is predestined and that we cannot make any change, they still look before they cross the road. I don't expect you to be Stephen Hawking, but I do expect you to be all that you can be. While doing so, remember that you have people who support you. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, your professors and instructors, particularly at Okanagan College. Remember, you need to be strong, but you don't want to lead them. But they are here whenever you need a little support to help you when you ever so gently fall over. I would like to close with a little bit of wisdom. Quite recently, an Alaskan Aboriginal elder passed away, Oscar Quigley. And back in Vancouver, we do have professors and scholars who knew him well. So it's that time. And Oscar, Mr. Quigley said, there is only one purpose in education. It is to produce a human being. I did forget one item, so I'm going to go backwards here. One of my other visuals we could do. Nothing else in there. For the visual learners in the room this evening, the bag of chips, the sushi plate, my academic resume, it's a little heavy. It's 9 pages long, and I wondered this. I think that's about it. So you might want to get started.